Welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 1. I don't know if I'm going to make it the whole night for a 3-hour show. I might break it up into Kimmel's Irish Pub movie review, Horizon, American Saga, Chapter 1, Chapter 1. I don't know if that made a lot of sense, but I might do it in 2 nights, so you might see me in a different shirt. I'm surprised, 6.8. 16,168 people rated it so far. I heard it didn't do that well, and maybe they're thinking higher. I know my standards are a little bit lower, but it chronicles a multifaceted 15-year span of pre- and post-Civil War expansion and settlement of the American West. Kevin Costner, Serena Miller, Sam Worthington, Jena Malone. Okay. And then, Giovanni Ribisi's in it. That's cool. Danny Houston is in it. I'm not sure. There's a lot of Tom Payne. And these are just, I see their faces and I know who they are. So that's kind of cool. So, I don't know. I'm excited, but I'm worried because it's so long. I mean, 3 hours. I guess that's not that long, right? We've got a lot longer movies, but, and what I hear, I haven't seen a preview or anything like that. I love Yellowstone, of course. Love Kevin Costner. But I hear it wasn't all it was everybody was expecting, but let us decide. I'm going to go into it, and then hopefully they make, I even heard that it might even make a chapter 2, or it might be direct to streaming or something like that. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you what I think. So stick around. I'll be back. Maybe I'll check in. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 1. I was going to say Part 1. As you might be able to tell, if you watch this the first part of this, I'm wearing different clothes. Because what I decided to do is break it up into 2 halves, right? So it's a 3-hour movie, and last night, things happened, I couldn't finish it. And I kind of planned on, hey, I'm going to watch half of it, and I watched the second half. I would not recommend that. Especially if you're into it. So I was pretty into it last night when I was watching it and following the storylines and in depth. So then I had to get geared back up again. Whereas I think if I would have watched the full thing through, all 3 hours, it would have been better. It's not complicated or anything like that, but it's just, I don't know, the energy or the emotional connection to the characters kind of thing kind of dwindles overnight. So I would not recommend that to you. I know this wasn't met with, I don't know if it didn't make a lot of money, or it didn't get good reviews, I don't know, but it wasn't as popular as I think people thought it was going to be. I don't see why. There are some areas of opportunity for me, but nothing to say, hey, this wasn't good, and you can see it getting better. Maybe people were expecting Yellowstone, or one at 1842 or whatever the other ones are, but, it's not that, it's something different. Here's some of the things, right? So there's Kevin Costner's in it. And there's so many different stories. He plays one, he's in one part of it. It's all together, tied together. Sam Worthington, Serena Miller, but they have different storylines going on. That makes it pretty interesting, but also, I don't know, it jumps around a lot. At first, it kind of was fluid, and I can get it. But in the second half, and maybe that was part of it, was, I don't know, what's going on. It's not terrible. You could figure it out, but it didn't flow as well as I thought it would be in the second half of the film like it did in the first part. So you're trying to connect it all together, and I'm sure it's all going to, line up. I don't know how many chapters there are. I think 3 at least, maybe 2. I don't know. And there's I don't know, there's a difference in, I'll say not time jumps, but it seems like there was periods throughout this movie where I felt like I missed something. I literally, I paused it to go do whatever, and I'm watching it, and I'm I don't know why that's happening right now, because it doesn't make sense to everything that I saw. It's maybe I sat on this, instead of pausing it, I fast-forwarded or something, but that's not the case. I ran it back, and I was nope, it just jumps to this. So, I don't know. I found that a little odd. It was Kevin Costner's story, and the girl and the baby. So that little piece, I was like, you know, what's happening there? But so, you know, that said, and then the way it kind of ends, right? It ends, which I presume I don't know yet, but what I felt like the ending was, you know, they end this chapter, and it felt like they did a preview of what's to come. They don't ever say that. They just show all this stuff. So what I'm hoping is, it's not like, hey, because I think, you know, it's just like the movie's supposed to take over a 15-year period or something like that, the 3 movies or the 2 movies. And I'm hoping like they're not going to be like, hey, this was all at the end of chapter 1 and you had to really watch to see as we pick up chapter 2, it's 10 years later. And that was all the stuff that happened in a minute. I don't know. So it was hard. It really did feel more like a trailer or next on 24, you know what I mean? So preview of what's coming up. But it jumped all over the place. It was hard to watch, hard to follow, I'll say. So, okay, with all that said, I really enjoyed it. I liked the different stories. I liked all the characters. I liked all the acting, the cinematography, the score, I guess. You know what I mean? It really, when they put those types of, you know, music to the scenes, I think it makes it more powerful. You know, you can do that in a lot of different movies, and sometimes people miss out on a good soundtrack or score or whatever. I don't know. But this one I thought was, you know, it had that big sound to it that really was like, wow, this is huge. So that drew me in a lot, and again, all the acting was good. I'm hoping, and I don't know how many there are, but I think they're going to come out really quick too. So that would be great because I want to continue watching them. But it does feel like almost TV-ish. I don't know why. Like, oh, I was thinking about it, could this be a TV show? You know, and they break it up into many different episodes. But I don't think so. I like the way it kind of flows. So I wouldn't want to do that. Michael Rooker's in it as well. So I'm just looking at the credits here as it flows. But there you go. That's what I got. Hayes Costner. I wonder if that's Kevin Costner's. Huh. Kevin Costner plays Hayes Ellison, and then there's a Hayes Costner in it, and he plays Nathaniel Kittredge. I don't know. Interesting. Anyway, so there you go. That's my insight for Chapter 1. If you like Westerns, if you like Kevin Costner, you're obviously going to change. If you watch Yellowstone, you're going to watch this movie. So, watch it all the way through is my suggestion, and I don't know. Hopefully you like it as much as I did. There you go. That's what I got. Hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.